If you're looking for a partner, and spirituality for you is really an important thing, then better look for a partner where that is same. So that stays my advice. It makes things a lot more easy, and whatever then you do in terms of practice, which may take time away from the relationship, it will easily be understood and accepted. So that is advisable. But I also say that if you have a partner and you don't have any big complaints, then better stick to that partner, because that is quite rare. So if you don't have any complaints of any serious nature, everybody has their strangeness, But if only that is the issue, then the only thing that is still needed to make it work is what you actually also yourself said was already there. That is a certain openness, a certain freedom that you have to still pursue what you think is important. But still, some communication will have to happen. And that is where it gets delicate. This communication, it has to happen because pursuing the spiritual path, you will change. And that may lead to many misunderstandings. Like I remember in one relationship, I was very much into rasa sadhana, and especially anger sadhana. So I was trying very hard not to get angry. But my partner also, she didn't understand any of that. So she felt that my not being angry at times when she would expect me to get angry was like part of the fight. As if I refused to get involved with her anger, her little fight, as part of that fight, while it had nothing to do with it. But she could just not grasp what I was trying to do. So that is what I mean, that some communication has to happen in any couple. But so even if your partner is not at all interested in spiritual things, he or she will have to be sufficiently interested in you to anyhow be sufficiently interested in these spiritual things, even if it's only to understand what you are about, what you are trying to do, and how you respond and why you respond like that. So, that requires quite some maturity, and openness, and I hope you have that, because otherwise, as you evolve and change, that will more and more lead to like a distance, and misunderstandings, and those are always, I feel, in a relationship so very unfortunate. Already in a relationship we have many things which can go wrong, but if what goes wrong is actually the communication, that is really a pity. Like with my cat, I have many communication problems now also. Whatever you do in spiritual way, there are many ways to do it. So there also you have some freedom. Let's say if spending a lot of time in meditation works a little bit difficult in the relationship, because already a lot of other work is there, and there is not so much time for being together. So if then half of that time you want to sit alone and meditate, that may create a problem. So then, okay, accept that. Still, maybe make sure you have at least, half hour or something to really sit and meditate. But then, instead of, getting in a complaining mode yourself, try to find alternatives of practices that you can do without anybody noticing, that do not require you to sit and go inside, like mantra recitation during the day, like more awareness of the self during the day. I mean, there's so many things that we can do during the day. And whatever we are doing as a couple, anyhow, we will never be same. Even if both are spiritually inclined, one may have more a liking to, I don't know, to Buddhism, and the other more to Ram, and this anyhow will be there, in any couple. And I think you are pretty much okay if you can communicate, and if that partner who is not spiritually inclined still has a certain heart opening, a certain morality related to that, so that you can deal with your partner in a way in which you do not have to be very defensive. Now, when we have work relationships, very often we have to be much more defensive than we really want to be, because if not, then the other they will make abuse. They will eat us alive if we are too gentle and not clearly indicating what are our boundaries. But I don't think that at home you want to have too much barbed wire, put up around you. At home you want to feel safe, and at home you want to feel respected. And okay, even in a relationship, even in a love relationship where a beautiful love is there, still you'll have to communicate what you like, what you don't like. These things still have to be done, because otherwise you're expecting that other person to read you just like that, to know what you like and what you don't like just like that, which is also not possible. So still that communication has to be there, but it can be much more gentle, much less defensive. So that is another thing, I think. If your partner is not interested in spiritual things, but is generally gentle, respectful to you, that is also very good. And if it is not, then I don't see it can last. In any relationship and any partnership, there must be a kind of equality, and mutual respect. And if that is not there, it cannot last, whether it is a love relationship or a work relationship or any kind of relationship. Definitely, if you don't go into the missionary mode, then it will be easier to at least explain whatever needs some explaining about your own maybe strange behavior, if it is not perceived as something with which you want to convince him or her to do something to change himself, or if it's just, okay, you want to know how I feel about it, well, that's what I'm trying to do, that's what I, and not push that in any way. And you are very right also, we are all gods and goddesses, and some like to talk about it and some don't feel the need, and some are also ignorant of it. Those are three categories, I think. So if he is in the third category, or she, it may be more difficult. But in second category, that is fine, that is quite fine. You have to understand maybe also that even though now the whole spiritual thing may be very important for you, and that this is also really a good thing, let's say a timely thing, that this might also become different again at some stage. Maybe you'll pick up a ukulele and that'll be your life, I'm laughing at Lori now. Let's not forget that Okay, we might come to spirituality and yoga and meditation out of a kind of curiosity, but that is not the main reason why we are interested. The main reason is we feel a kind of a problem and we are looking for a solution. So the ones who do not feel that kind of problem, they are not looking for a solution. So, and that may be because they are totally ignorant, okay, and may be causing lots of problems for others in that way. But some lucky ones are there, more and more rare in a way, who are just happy the way they are and enjoying themselves and not creating any problems for others because they are happy. Creating problems for others always comes out of a kind of unhappiness, right? Fear is the motivator, anger is the motivator. But so if that is not there, you find that a lot among artists, I feel. Maybe the most. Not all, of course. Some artists are real, very ego-centered. But I think there you find it a lot, like musicians, and they're just happy to play. You know? But okay, they might also at some point encounter something that suddenly feels like, oh, this is a big problem. I cannot live like this. How do I solve it? That's where fifth chakra then comes, no? Then we want to ask the questions, then we want to know, and then we want to change. So at some point, so your partner will also come there. He's maybe lucky now, no? We can say, no? But, well, suppose, yeah, something happens in karma, no? Then he might also need to change there. But so as long as it is not the case, why push him into all this, I would say, seriousness? I mean, ultimately, spirituality will make us much less serious. But first, some seriousness is needed, no? And some seriousness comes, some feeling of, yeah, this is a problem and I want to work on it comes, and you want to change it. But so some people don't have that feeling. Like maybe small children also, they don't have that feeling as long as their tummy is full and the weather is nice and everybody's gentle. We also don't want to start talking to them about the nature of life and everything. No, we want to let them in that ignorance and in that game. No, let them play. No?